So this is the week 11 resource. We're going to be looking at a parabola in relation to a conic section. So a parabola is produced by slicing a cone. So here's your cone here, the red cone, and we're slicing it here with a cutting plane, which is this line here, and this line here is parallel to our extreme generator. So just the side angle or the side line of the cone here and this are parallel together, and that is going to help us find our focal sphere, which is this here, and it touches the cutting plane and the focal point at a tangent. So if we look at this circle here, if it touches the cutting plane here, so this point here is where it touches, and it touches the cone as well. So if we have our two tangents here, so this point here is where this circle and the cone there, if you can see the orange, can touch, and it's the same here. So the circle on this line here, and it touches that point there. So this line here gives us those points of where the focal sphere touches the cone. So once we have the focal sphere here, we can find the vertex, which is this point here. So it's where the cutting plane touches the generator of the cone on this side, and we find this point here, and then we find our focal point, which is this point, and it's a tangent to the circle, the focal sphere here, and the cutting plane here, and that's going to give us our focal point. So now all we do is then we project these up, so perpendicular to the cutting plane. These lines come up, and we put our axes, which is this here, or we could put that anywhere, really doesn't matter. And as long as the axis here is parallel with the cutting plane, then you're all right. And so for the directrix, then we need first, it's this point here we're going to look for. So the cutting plane and this line here we constructed there, where they meet, gives us our directrix. So we're bringing that straight up there, and it's going to be perpendicular to the axes. So that point there is along our directrix. And then for the vertex then is this point here. So what we're going to do is again parallel to that line we've just done until we hit the axis here. So that's our vertex. And next we need the focal point. So we were looking at that earlier, it's this point here. I will bring that up the whole way, and it's the same again, it's where it hits the axis here. So once we have our focal point and our vertex, we can just insert the parabola, which is this here, and depending on the question the parabola can change. So if we just look at how far it goes up, we move this here, it gives different sizes parabolas which could suit different side of questions in classrooms. And that's basically how you find the parabola in relation to a conic section.